We have Richard from South Shields. Hi, Richard.
Hello, Alan.
Hello there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I was watching this film this afternoon, right?
Ah.
And you know what you said about moths?
Yeah.
I was watching this film, right, this afternoon.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else seen it, right? But it was a good film, right? And it was called hold on a minute, Shadow Makers. It was about the bombings of Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Yeah, Paul Newman was in it, I seem to recall. Yeah.
That's right. 1989, right? This film was made. And I was watching it, right? And I'm not being funny. But do you know, like, if you think about moths and that, right? And do you know cancer?
Uh-huh.
And stuff like all of these things. How comes all of these things, right? When Nagasaki and Hiroshima, like, these atomic bombs imploded, right? People died things like cancer and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what I was sitting thinking about, right, was when I was sitting thinking about all of the generations of people, would you be determined enough to do something like wipe out a generation of people that could do things like mend things like AIDS and cancer? Because, like, all of these people that died in Japan could be, like, these clever people. And
could be anything.
If they died in something like that, what would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah. Like, if like, you know this thing in Mississippi and that, right?
Yeah.
Where they're all, like, getting drowned in that.
Mm.
Like, what happens about all of these people that are, like, future generations of people that could, like, have all of these things to solve as like, puzzles of things like chemistry and stuff that will have to get solved. Like, doctors and nurses would do it. But if they died in, like, something like a bombing or a flooding or whatever, what we're supposed to do about stopping, like, all of this stuff?
Well, it's a natural disaster. There's nothing you can do to stop it. You've just got to cope with it once it's happened, and that's where America have come unstuck, because they haven't acted quickly enough.
But, like, do you know, like, if we think about the human race being really powerful people, but I was watching this film, right, and it was called V, and it was a big space thing, ship. It sucked all the water up, right, this hole.
It was a TV series to start with, yeah.
Yes, but it was a film that I was watching.
Right.
Now, if you can make something like a big thing like that to suck all the water up, right, and you just keep it in the thing that you've sucked all the water up with, like a city. If you've got, like, do you know, like, dams and stuff?
Yeah, but the thing is, to suck up the amount of water that we're talking about would take something almost the size of a small county.
Well...
So, I mean, if they can't even keep water out of a levee, they're not going to be able to invent something that you can suck up that amount of water, because we're talking a lake on one side.
Well, Mississippi's flooded, isn't it? It's 808 miles square of water flooded out in that area.
Right.
It's, like, bigger than from Lansdowne to John Close. It's like 808 miles square of, like, about 2 foot of water. Do you know what I mean?
So you're not going to be able to create anything big enough to do that, are you?
Well, basically, you can. You can actually do something like that, but you have to do it, like, quickly. Because, like, do you know these things that have got, like...
Yeah, but the thing is, that's not going to happen, is it?
No, but do you know those things that launch the space shuttle? It's like a big rolling tank sort of thing, and it puts the space shuttle on the top. Have you seen the size of one of them? I stood next to one, right, and it's about the same size as a socialist town hall clock.
Like, yeah, but even so, that's not going to take any kind of proportion of water that would make any difference at all.
Oh, well, now if you stick, like, a hose on the end of it, right, and suck all of this water into trucks or whatever, and take it all to somewhere like a reservoir.
Yeah, the problem at the moment is that they have pumping facilities all over New Orleans, but they've got no power, so they can't make them work.
No, but in America, right, you've got places like the Grand Canyon, which you can fill full of water, and you can also fill that big bowl.
How are you going to get it? How are you going to get that?
Crater.
That kind of distance. How are you going to carry water that kind of distance?
What do you mean? How do you carry it? You don't carry it, do you? You get a truck for to do it. Like
how long would it take to do something like that? That's ridiculous.
Well, it's not ridiculous, no. It's
you have to build up the levees and pump it dry. That's what you have to do.
An engineer, right? Someone like that works on the Navy stuff and stuff. They can get things like do you know like earthquakes and stuff and volcanoes? How something of like a volcano erupts and you've got like all that lava running down, like Tommy Lee Jones, right? He got all of this stuff. If you've got that and you reversed it, you've got to get all that water somewhere. Something like, do you know that big crater where the was supposed to be a big meteor hit it? Fill that full of water. Just get loads of trucks and just drive it all up to there, or put it all in like somewhere where, like the Grand Canyon, or there's loads of places to stash all that water.
Maybe if we take all the water out of the sea in the Gulf of Mexico, we could put the water from New Orleans there. I mean, I'm afraid you're digging deep to be ridiculous again. But thank you very much for trying. Let's move on. 0191 488 3188. Haven't built up my resistance to be able to carry fools gladly yet. So sorry about that. Let's press on.